Ich war kein Footballcast, we're here to light the fire. Spin facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fade out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the skies. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to the live episode of the Light the Torch podcast, and we got a special one today. And of course, it is game week, so you know what that is. We're going to be breaking down the game against Missouri State. But first off, we have some special guests here today. So we have the host of the Growl podcast for Missouri State University. We have Maddox and Jaden. How's it going, Maddox and Jaden?
Doing very well. Thank you very much, BC, for having us on the Light the Torch podcast. This is a really great setup that you guys have, and we're really excited to join you guys for this exciting episode. It's incredible how amazing the college football season can be, and the fact that it's already starting is surreal. So we're pumped up to get this thing going.
Yeah, for sure. I share the same thoughts as Maddox. And obviously, this season has a bigger meaning for the school and the community because of the move from FCS to FBS. So it's going to be a really exciting season. And I'm looking forward to seeing it kick off.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you guys showing up today, and it's going to be a great show. So everyone in the chat, definitely show some love to them, and we'll go ahead and plug their show at the end. But let me go ahead and introduce the other guys, the guys that no one really cares about. So to my right, we got Guns. He runs our Twitch channel. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good. Fight on.
How did the last game go against? It was who did we go against for Cal Southern?
Notre Dame. It was a tight one on the road. We were able to get the touchdown with 8 seconds left. So we got Nebraska tomorrow. So
yeah. So just a little filler is Guns. He plays college football 26 for us, and we create a team that's kind of based off USC, but we have our subscribers. We put them in the game. So for just $1.99, we put them in, and we post their stats at the very end, and we basically play the same season that USC plays. So we just right now we're undefeated, right?
That's correct.
All right, right on. All right, and then to his right, we have B. Jones. How's it going, B. Jones? Yeah, of course. All right, and then of course to the far right, we have the king of the streets, Mr. Raul Flores. How's it going, Raul?
It's going great, guys. But fight on. I don't know about king of the streets, but I'm excited for college football. We were waiting for it, and it's finally here. So excited for week 1.
All right. Well, great. So everyone in the chat here. So the Growl podcast has been going on for 7 seasons right now. They just kicked off their 7th season just this Monday, right? And but yeah, so go ahead, Maddox and Jaden, go ahead and tell us about yourselves. Tell us how you got into this whole podcast space. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, so the Growl has been going on for a long time, and it's run through our student newspaper here at Missouri State, The Standard. And like you said, 7th season just started on Tuesday. Jaden and I have been a part of the Growl for a couple of years now. This is my 2nd year on the podcast, and Jaden, I believe it's his 3rd.
Yeah, that's correct.
Nice. So when it comes to like Missouri State, for the people who don't know much about Missouri State, let us know like the kind of like a brief history about this team.
So Missouri State previously played in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. That's where they're coming in from the FCS, moving up to the FBS. And they had a little bit of success near the end of their time in that conference, especially within the last 5 years. had a really good COVID season, and then this most recent year, they were able to rattle off 8 straight victories, which is one of the longest winning streaks the school has ever had. And it's been all under the leadership of head coach Ryan Beard over these last 3 years. At the time he was hired, he was the youngest coach ever to be in charge of the Missouri State football program. And he's brought a lot of energy, a lot of zeal for life in general and for football into the city of Springfield. And the players love playing for him. He's definitely somebody who would be described as an energy type of a coach. And he's got a defensive mind. He was previously the defensive coordinator for Missouri State and eventually went on to become the head coach. And this is his 3rd season here this year.
Nice. And when it comes to for Missouri State, like when it comes to them, like what is their like philosophy? Like, do they have like a specific, like, do they have like anything that they go like their mantra or anything?
Yes. So over the, you can go ahead, Jaden.
Okay. So they've kind of been building this this mantra of out hit, out hustle for a couple of years now. And it's really starting to kind of take the front runner of what they're going for. You know, just they have a motto of you know, grit and determination, and that's what they're built off of. And obviously, you know, you're not going to get far in the FBS against teams like USC or SMU, who will take on in our home opener. You're not going to get past those teams. I mean, obviously, we're not expecting to get past those teams this year, but you're not even going to put up a fight or have a fighting chance against those teams if you're not out hitting and out hustling. So that's what they've been locking in on this year for sure.
All right. And any from the guys from the Light the Torch podcast, do you guys have any questions for our guests here?
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the school's traditions, like game day traditions that you may have?
Lots of the game day traditions here at Missouri State are starting to get established here this year. They're trying to develop a new culture as the team makes this leap from the FCS to the FBS. And lots of that has to deal with lots more fans starting to come out to the games. The highest attended game last year was against Youngstown State here at Robert W. Plaster Stadium. And it was just above 12,000 for the attendance count. And that was the first time that had happened in a couple years here in Springfield. And now all of a sudden they're looking to sell out the first home game against SMU on September 13th. So I think lots of the traditions are going to start to develop even more as more fans start coming out to the games, as the stakes are a little bit higher, moving up to the top division of college football. Of course, there's a big emphasis on the students walking into the game together and the players making the march down out onto the field. We've got a very good band here at Missouri State as well, the Pride Band. And I know Jaden may have something to say about that as well.
Yeah, so the Pride Band is really a sight to see. It's one of the largest and most prestigious college bands in the country. They've performed at numerous BOA events. I believe they've been in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, wow.
They were in a parade. I'm not entirely sure what it was for, but they were in a parade across the pond in Europe. I'm pretty sure it was in Europe. But yeah, so pretty well-known band, and that definitely brings a huge amount to the game day atmosphere.
Nice. All right, Guns.
Yeah, I have a question. You know, you're talking about sellout crowds and stuff like that. Is there any talks or rumors about expanding the stadium and whatnot?
Yes. So with the departure of our former president and AD, we got a new guy in Biff Williams as our president and Patrick Ransdell as our AD. And Patrick, where was he AD at before this, Maddox?
I believe it was
West Virginia. I think it was, yeah, Western Kentucky. One of the two Westerns. But he had the most attendance per availability out of all college sports in his time there. So his you can see the changes already. He took over before last season, and he was already starting to implement some of the game day atmosphere changes and the changes to campus that they're looking for. But they have been talking. It's rumors. It's not anything confirmed or anything like that. But there has been talks of them maybe closing the southern end by Grand Street, which I will use which is about right here on this side. And so that is going to be a huge process if they take it on. But I believe that they're looking to put at least $100 or $120 million into the stadium, Biff Williams said last year. So definitely some upgrades coming.
Wow, congrats on that then. All right, Raul, do you have any questions?
No, I'll save my questions once we get a little bit more regarding the game predictions and whatnot. The one question I had, B. Jones took it.
All right, well, I guess since we got a quick little history lesson and just about the status of Missouri State, let's go ahead and start talking about the game. So when it comes to the offense of Missouri State, we know about Jacob. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his last name. Jacob Clark, there you go. Give us some other players that you think that USC should be aware of.
Okay, we'll start with the receiving core because Missouri State, they love to spread and they love to use all the space on the field. That's a big concept that the team has developed over the past few years. So number one receiver that you want to look out for is Jamarie Robinson. This is a guy who has played for the Bears over the past couple seasons, and he's started to creep into that role of becoming the favorite target, and he's really going to take that on this year. Jacob Clark threw to a couple other receivers last year that maybe he used a little bit more often than Jamarie Robinson, but he's certainly going to be the most pivotal player in this receiving core and on this offense. And another guy that you want to look out for on this receiving staff is going to be Dash Luke. There's been big talks this offseason about Ryan Beard and how he loves to use the slot receiver. And everyone's talking about Dash Luke stepping into that role. He used to play at ULM, transferred into Missouri State, and people are really excited about what he's going to be able to contribute to the team. But I also want to talk about the backfield for Missouri State. I think this is a part of the team that has gone unnoticed a little bit in the offseason. First, with Shamari Lawrence, he is a transfer from FIU coming into Missouri State, had a great year last year with FIU, and I know Coach Beard is super excited to see what he's going to be able to contribute. And you've also got a freshman coming in from Florida, King Davis. This is a guy that averaged over 10 yards per carry and scored 8 touchdowns in his senior year of high school last year. So I think it's a really dynamic offense. Again, they like to spread the ball. They like to use the entire field. You'll see some trickery every now and then from Coach Beard, and he'll like to run some reverse plays and try to dial up something, catch the defense off guard. And I know he likes to do that in the beginning of the game as well. So wouldn't be surprised if right at the beginning of the contest, you see some kind of a double reverse play and try to get the Bears to break off a 20-yard, 30-yard play right off the bat.
Yeah, I want to add, just touch on another receiver in James Blackstrain. He was ranked 7th in the MVFC last season for receiving yards, yards per reception, with 15.33, which was 71st nationally. So he's definitely primed for another good year, and he's experienced too. He's a senior, so he's also spent time at Georgia Tech. So he's got a little bit of experience under his belt, and I think he's primed for a good year as well.
Nice. And we did have a question here. It is about Jacob Clark, but Trojan Fry says, how does their QB still have eligibility left? He enrolled at Minnesota in 2019.
Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. Jacob Clark actually did not start a collegiate game until his 5th year of college, which is just really incredible. I mean, it says everything you need to know about college football these days, especially with the way that eligibility was rolling around COVID and with everyone getting every kind of red shirt possible. And Jacob Clark certainly has gotten the most out of his collegiate experience. And I think last year was where he really thrived the most. He was able to earn single season records for Missouri State in completions, passing yards, and touchdowns, the big three. He arguably is the best quarterback to ever wear the maroon and white uniform. And I think everybody's super pumped that he is the quarterback taking this team into the top division of college football, because he is the face of Missouri State right now in terms of the athletic programs, and what he's been able to do is unprecedented, truly. So I think lots of fans are pumped about him specifically sticking around for that extra year.
Nice. Yeah, I watched. I think I watched the Conference USA kind of breakdown about Missouri State, and I saw him and JJ O'Neal on there. And the first thing that he talked about was his offensive line, which is his best friend when it comes to being a quarterback. So I thought that was really cool to see from him. But yeah, he definitely seems like he's very mature, and he's willing. He said I think the coach was saying that he stayed so he could usher in Missouri State into the FBS level. So that was really cool to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned the offensive line there as well. 4 of the 5 starters for Missouri State on their offensive line are returners for this season. And I know that's something that Jacob Clark is going to take great pride in and great joy in, because that is exactly right what you said. It's the quarterback's best friend. You have to have protection in the pocket, and especially when you're going up against an opponent like USC, you really need it the most, because those pass rushers, they're not going to take anything lightly, and they're going to try to get in and affect Jacob Clark from the pocket.
Definitely. And really quick, I wanted to really kind of touch on this before we talked about this, but we kind of want to give a shout out to Todrick McGee's family, and he passed away back in April 19th, and we definitely kind of want to do a quick little moment of silence for him and his family. And he was a safety right at Missouri State, right? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and if you all can send out some thoughts and prayers to him and his family, and just do a quick moment of silence for him. So we'll start. All right. Well, we really appreciate everyone for that moment of silence for Todrick. But since we're on the subject about the defense portion of it here, give us your thoughts of the defense coming in this year, because I know you were talking about you wanted to see growth of this defense based off from last year. So give us your thoughts on the defense coming into this season.
Well, the offense for Missouri State averaged over 34 points per game last year. The defense allowed over 30 points per game, and it certainly seemed to be the biggest hindrance to this squad for the entire season, because it seemed like throughout the year, the offense always had to overperform and overachieve just to compete and hang in there with what the defense was providing or not providing. And I think there is some hope for this season, though. I think with the guys they've got returning, they seem to have a pretty good set on the defensive line. In particular, you've got Ryan Williams, who's had a little bit of collegiate experience now. He should be able to provide a lot. And then DJ Westlock transferring in from Oregon State. I think that's a solid enough front with those two guys even to be able to affect opposing quarterbacks and potentially cause some pressure that might allow some guys in the backfield and in the secondary to take advantage of that and perhaps force some turnovers. And that starts with guys like JJ O'Neal. He's definitely the captain of this defense. He's been the face that's represented Missouri State on the defensive side all throughout the offseason. at all the media events, all the coverage that Missouri State gets. And again, another guy with lots of experience, one of the best defensive players on the squad last year. And McGuire Neal joins him in that safety position. I think a big spot for Missouri State defensively where they will need to step it up is in that linebacker spot. And they did have one player in particular who everybody has raved about all throughout camp, Kanye Young, for what he has been able to provide for that crew in particular going into this year. And that is necessary because, again, it's a spot where the Bears need some help. It was one of the weaker points of the team last year. They're losing some of their top tacklers from the 2024 team. So it'll be pivotal that some of those linebackers really make big strides and carry this defense in a way, because that's going to be what other teams are going to try to exploit.
But a name like Kanye, man, you got to be a little off. So, that's what you want, your linebacker position, right? So.
And Raul, did you have any? Does your question pertain to this?
Yeah, it was more on the offense. I was going to say what type of offense they played and what type of quarterback Jacob Clark was. I know he had a big year last year from just doing a quick Google search prior to me joining. So he had 3,600 yards and like 26 touchdowns, I want to say. So if you can,
it was a big year, right? Single season records for both those categories at Missouri State. And just like we were talking about earlier with the offense, they like to spread it. They're not a team that's going to go goal line offense and run for 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They want to throw the ball down the field, and that's where Jamarie Robinson gets involved. I think they do try to establish the run at opportune times, though, because that's what sets up play action, deep shots down the field, and Coach Beard loves to take advantage of that. And I think that's going to be something that you can expect here on Saturday as well.
And since you guys are moving up in competition, do you guys expect them to, keep same numbers, have a little drop off, or do you guys expect them to, beat those numbers this year?
Oh, we have some audio issues with Jaden.
Can you hear me?
There you go. There you go.
Can you? Is it all good? Okay, sweet. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I definitely expect a bit of a drop off in production this year, just because the sheer size difference between the teams that you see in FCS and FBS. It's going to be noticeable, and the 4 games of non-con will give them a good taste of that, because besides UT Martin, because they're an FCS team, but you got USC, Marshall, and SMU. It doesn't really get much harder than that in terms of a non-conference schedule. So they'll definitely get a taste of the grit and the size early. So maybe a little later on in the season when we're playing a little more. I don't want to say bad, but a little lower level opponent with some of the teams in Conference USA, I think they will definitely have a chance, and it'll probably start pretty flat, and then the production will shoot up towards the end of the season once they're like, oh, okay, this is our level of football now. Let's do it.
And I forgot to mention this question here, but Preston Paradise said, do you think the tight end will be as involved as Lance Mason was last season?
That's a spot during camp that was talked about a lot. It's kind of wide open now that Lance Mason is gone. There are some guys who have emerged as potential favorites to step into that role and be the most consistent guy at the tight end position. But I don't know if you're going to see one player in particular take the spotlight necessarily for the tight ends this year for the Bears. It seems like Coach Beard is willing to give some guys some chances and try to prove themselves in that role. I don't know if they will be throwing as much to the tight ends this year. That's why I feel like Dash Luke in that slot position is going to be so valuable, because Lance Mason, if I'm not mistaken, was the second highest receiver last year for the Bears. So they're going to have to find a way to replace that. And of course, you've got Jamarie Robinson, who more than likely will be the top receiver on the team this year. But after that, you're going to have to look for second and third options. And going beyond that as well, I think it's quite possible that you could see those two running backs we mentioned earlier get more involved in the passing game. And that's something that the team used a lot last year with the two backs they had that took on those roles with Jacardier Wright and Jaden Becks. So it'll be interesting. Of course, we can talk all day about predictions and what we might see in these first few games, but in reality, lots of it just comes down to you have to wait and see what you have on the field. And I think Coach Beard's a big believer in that as well.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and just let's go ahead and start with this here. What are your expectations for you can start with the offense and then go to defense. What are your expectations? And if you want to give a prediction towards the end, you can, but give us your expectations on the offense, what you would like to see this first game.
I think number one, the first objective that the Bears should have is to score. I think going up against an opponent like USC, nothing is given at all. It's very difficult to muster up any kind of motivation, any kind of drive to push past an opponent, especially when you get down early. So I think that should be the number one priority for this team, is to score. The last time that Ryan Beard faced off against this coach, against Lincoln Riley, it was a blowout. It was 48-0 the score against Oklahoma. It was during COVID, limited availability for seating, but it was the only time that Coach Beard has gone up against them, and they did not score a point. Of course, he was the defensive coordinator at the time, but still, I think you have to find a way to score. And defensively, I think the priority has to be to just limit the damage. It's a 35.5-point spread. You got to find ways to stop the bleeding. If they go down by a couple touchdowns early, it would be really inspiring to see the team not fold, because we saw that a couple times at the end of the year last year against North Dakota State and South Dakota State. Bears went down early, and it seemed like they had no life after that. And I think this team needs to take on that identity of putting their foot down and not allowing that to happen this year.
Yeah, I recall you were saying in the last episode is to not make FCS mistakes.
That's right. That's the key. If you want to play in the FBS, then you can't make FCS mistakes. And lots of that deals with proving it. And that's been another statement, along with out-hit, out-hustle, that Coach Beard has tried to implement for Missouri State, is prove it. You're moving up to the FBS. Now it's time to show everybody why. Why do you deserve to be here? I think there have probably been more question marks about Missouri State making this leap than any other school moving from the FCS to the FBS because of what they did over the past decade in the FCS, which had one of the lowest win percentage in that span of any team making this leap. So that'll be a key, is proving to the nation why they belong in this spot and showing that they're not an FCS team anymore. They're in the top division of college football.
All right. Did you want to add on anything, Jaden?
I mean, I'm looking for them to, do something. It's it's really up in the air right now how this game is going to go, and I'm just excited to see the game start so we can see what we have. It's, you got all these predictions. I think I saw like a 40-2 prediction or something today or something like that. And it's like, I'm tired of everybody just hating on us without seeing us play. I'm ready for everybody to hate on us while seeing us play. It kind of bothers me right now because it almost seems a little unwarranted, kind of, because, we have the stats from FCS and everything. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Bears kind of, surprise everybody for sure.
Yeah, I think we kind of echo the same thing. We are tired of people saying, like, they are still convinced that we have Alex Grinch as our defensive coordinator, and they just seem to forget that we have a whole new defensive staff, and a very good defensive staff, but they just want to live in the past that Alex Grinch is still our defensive coordinator. So, and we just keep telling people like, just wait and see. Just we're much improved, and so we kind of echo the same sentiment in that situation here. But really quick, Anthony James has a question here. Does Missouri State have a potential breakout player?
That's a great question, and I think there is the potential for the Bears to have a breakout player both on offense and on defense. For offense, I think I have to go back to Dash Luke. That seems to be the narrative surrounding camp, is that he's going to take on a bigger role. He's been at Missouri State for a little while now, and I think everyone is looking for him to take that next leap, just like Missouri State is taking this leap from the FCS to the FBS. Lots of these players have to take on the same identity and the same responsibility. And Dash Luke, having played in the FBS before with ULM, has the best potential to do that. So that should be the offensive player to break out. And then for defense, I'll go back to the defensive line player we mentioned earlier, DJ Westlock, coming in from Oregon State, had to fight hard for his position on the defensive line. Thought maybe he was going to come in and just have that spot gifted to him, but I think that's been one of the best parts about Coach Beard in his time at Missouri State, is making it clear that no player is gifted any position and that every single spot has some kind of competition to it. And I think that's necessary, especially when you're moving up to the top division of college football, to have that, because when you have competition within your team, that's only going to mean greater things for your players in the long run.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of pull a crazy name that nobody's probably ever heard of, or I mean maybe a little bit, but Makai Cope. I'm looking for Makai Cope to have a good year. He's coming in from Sacramento State, and he didn't actually play last year at all because he suffered a season-ending ankle injury. Or he played 2 games. Sorry, it was in the third game that he suffered the injury. But I actually have a class with that guy, and he seems pretty jacked for the year to start. And he has actually played USC 3 times in his career, and he's beaten them every time. But I believe 3 different schools. 2 different. He played at Utah, and then he played at Sacramento State.
Oh.
So he's 3-0. So I mean, if there's any indication of what he does against USC, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I think Makai Cope is primed for a good year.
All right. So you guys have a lucky charm. That sucks. All right. Well, we really appreciate having you guys on today and introducing everyone to the world of Missouri State. And we wish you guys a good season, not against us, but for the rest of the season afterwards. But go ahead and let us know where everyone can find you and your guys' podcasts.
Yeah, for sure. We post on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and you'll find us. You'll actually need to search The Standard, which is the news organization that we run under. But it will be The Growl is what we're called. And we also are on Twitter and Instagram at @TheGrowl_MSU as well.
All right, great. And I think I have your podcast here, so I'll go ahead and put a link to their podcast for the standard.org app podcast. Yeah, so it shows, the Touchdown Tuesday was that episode that I listened to. So,
yes, sir.
So definitely go ahead.
Before you guys head out, I want to say one of our guys that we're part of a Discord group chat, and he told us that you guys are in the message board, and some of your fans really believe that they're going to beat USC this weekend. So I don't know if you guys want to do a prediction.
What was that?
Sorry, he cut off. But do you have any predictions? Is that what you're saying, Raul?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that that on the message board, it seems like some fans actually believe that Missouri State could actually beat USC. If you guys want to put predictions on your guys' end,
I don't see it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it. It would have to be like 2-0, and there's no way our defense is throwing up a 0. So I don't see it.
I will say, I think there is something to be said about what's happened in the past when Missouri State has gone up against these big Power 4 opponents. They have been able to hang tough with lots of them, and most recently it was Arkansas. I believe it was in 2022. They actually had the lead late into the fourth quarter and ultimately fell. But, every now and then the underdog can come out and punch the top dog in the mouth. And sometimes that causes a little bit of panic and crazy things can happen. So not saying that Missouri State necessarily is going to win the game, but they have been competitive in lots of these contests in the past.
Well, there's a lot of history with FCS schools doing well against FBS. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm just happy that you guys are FBS and that we can continue our streak, because we're the only college football team that's never. We're the only college football team in the FBS that's never scheduled an FCS school, right? B. Jones, you guys can confirm that?
Yeah, I believe we're the last ones left, right?
Yeah. We're the last ones that have never done it. So glad you guys are in the FBS rank, and but we really appreciate you guys showing up today, and we'll definitely be rooting for you guys after the game and for your upcoming season. Beat SMU, get over that team. So we really appreciate you guys showing up today, and other than that, we really appreciate it. And everyone in the chat, definitely go ahead and give a subscribe to their podcast in the link that I just posted below. But really appreciate you guys showing up today, okay?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye. All right. So that was the Growl podcast. We really appreciate them coming on to the show. And definitely show them some love, get their numbers up, and and now let's go ahead and get into our portion of this here. We'll try to keep it within the 30 minutes or so, but of course, you know how this goes. During the season, we go through quarters, we go through offensive keys and defensive keys of success, and then we'll do our final thoughts and predictions. And of course, we got to go through the college football season. Week 1, there's a lot of games going on, so we'll go ahead and touch on those here. But so there's no need for an introduction for Missouri State, since we just had a huge crash course on them. So let's go into our offensive keys to success. So let's go ahead and let me reorganize. There you go. That's much better. So let's go. Let's start with B. Jones. Give us your offensive keys to success.
Thou shalt runneth the football. The football Bible. That's it, man. That's the key to success. Just run the ball.
Yeah, definitely. If you didn't hear what Lincoln Riley said this past week on what I don't know what show he was on. Was it just like their own USC podcast where that he would be shocked if this wasn't a top running back room in the nation? So that kind of says something. I hope he kind of lives up to that at this point. But yeah,
listen, we heard a lot of talk. I mean, there's been a lot of talk of the big three that we have in the running back room. But I'm telling you, from top to bottom, we have talented guys. Man. I was all five. Harry Dalton and King Miller as well, man. Those guys can go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them on Saturday.
So wait, big six then, because we know we're going to get Riley Wormley back too.
I mean, that's available to play this year.
Yeah, I'm just messing. Yeah. All right, Guns, go ahead and give us your keys to success for offense.
Yeah, like B. John said, I expect to run the ball, especially against this interior. That's probably a weak spot, in my opinion, on this defense with the linebackers. Basically, passing game will be able to do what we want. I'll say, though, they do have some good edges, so it's not like, we'll have, 10 seconds or whatnot. Definitely get the ball out in a timely manner. And like they mentioned, Lincoln's played against Beard in terms of, the defense at least. So it's going to be a bit similar defense to what he's faced back in the COVID year. So, that's going to help us out a lot. But just get the chemistry going, just in general. Let's start getting that chemistry with the O-line, wide receivers, running backs, and continue that into next game.
All right, roll.
Just play a penalty-free football on the offense. Don't turn the ball over. Those are going to be the two keys. for the offense to have a great game on Saturday. So if they can do that, I see us, putting up big numbers against Missouri State. No offense to them, but if we do that, I truly believe we'll put up 40 plus.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of them. Just play sound. Don't try to make Jaden throw for 400 yards, 300 yards. Just be balanced. Definitely start off by running the ball. Establish the run game first, because we didn't establish the run game really in the first game against LSU, and we kind of struggled there. But we need to show that we're going to be dominant on the ground, because that's what has been kind of the talking points. What the fans have been kind of being vocal about is the offensive line, and how if we can establish the run properly and have a good rotation on the offensive line. So I know a lot of people, including myself, was saying run the ball last year. So I just hope I don't have to do that this year. But yeah, definitely a lot of good keys and pretty standard of what we were expecting to what we're expecting to see in this first game. So let's move on to the second quarter, defensive success, keys to success. So let's go in reverse order here. Let's go with Raul first.
Well, the guys mentioned, again, thank you guys for joining us on the podcast, if you guys are still watching. But they mentioned that they have an experienced O-line. So even though they're coming from, from a lower division, I want to see how our D-line performs versus this experienced O-line. So the O-line has to put pressure and penetrate and apply a lot of pressure to the running backs and the quarterback. And if we do that, I think we'll have a great game on Saturday.
Is this USCJ right here?
No.
Okay. It just kind of threw me off here, but yeah,
Right.
definitely good points there. Guns, give us your defensive keys to success.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of have to disagree with Raul's point earlier. I know they mentioned the returning starters from the O-line, but overall, I do think the weakness is their offensive line. So again, the key in this game is the trenches. Expect pressures and sacks on the QB. The QB's not crazy mobile, but he can definitely move around a little bit. But I think just in general, this is a good test for our defense. They mentioned, right, they spread the ball out from left side to right side. So they averaged 425 yards last year in FCS and averaged over 35 points. So it'll be just a good test to see how our DBs look and overall just good start to the season in my opinion.
All right, B Jones.
Discipline. High discipline. Like it was mentioned, man, I think they're going to come out throwing the kitchen sink, with a lot of trickery. So high discipline is key. And this quarterback, he's very experienced and very good. So he can't pick a defense apart if we allow it. But I don't expect that to happen just because he'll be seeing a lot of pressure. We'll see how he does with pressure in his face. But yeah, man, discipline. Got to reach the keys, man. Stay disciplined. Have some good eye discipline, man, because you're going to see a lot of trickery.
Yes, definitely. Because I think it was it either Chris Trevino or I forgot who said it, but they have nothing to lose, and that's a scary thing from a team that's coming into the FBS trying to make a name for themselves. So we're definitely going to see a lot of trickery. We know that they're probably going to be doing some triple reverses. Not triple, double reverse, or just like flea flickers. So you gotta definitely you gotta maintain discipline. You can't get too overzealous because this is the first game of the season and you want to make a big play. You gotta play sound football. You gotta be disciplined. You can't make mental mistakes, because we know we are the more physical, more we have size on them, everything, speed, but trickery plays can give them confidence. Like if they can score on a trick play, then that's when people start making mistakes, and we can't have that. So definitely just stay disciplined, like what B. Jones was saying. We can't have mental mistakes. All right, and so we're going to go into halftime here. I don't have a halftime or anything else before we move in, like any last keys of success and defense.
Christen had a question for me.
Yeah, let me see. Where is it? Is it this one here or no? Oh, it's right here. All right, so Christen, by the way, shout out to you for the $5 down at the very beginning. Really appreciate it. But he says, B. Jones, is you concerned that we pretty much failed in the portal at O-line, which was a major need? We brought in 2 linemen because of a need, and it looks neither will be starting day 1.
Yeah. First off, I would like to say congrats to Chris and our guy B. Jenkins for starting their own content creative space here on YouTube. The 4th and 9 to victory is the name of it. So go ahead and check that out. The link is in the description. So make sure you go follow up over there, guys. If you're here listening to us, you should be going over there following them. But to answer your question, Chris, I wouldn't say worry. I would say it's more like wait and see. I want to see the type of development that we got under Henson. So obviously we feel that spot in the fact that we heard so much about Michael Benuelos, and then we have Tobias Raymond playing at that guard spot, and we didn't move the general to guard. That gives us a little more depth behind those guys. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of eases my concern. But more than anything, man, it's just a wait and see for me. I got a chance to see what the tackles look like. We pretty stacked that tackle. That's how we were able to move Tobias Raymond. So worry, not so much, but it's still for me a wait and see.
And in all honesty, we can't. The worry is not going to happen until Illinois. We have plenty of time right now to get things right. I mean, Purdue going on the road, I guess. But for the most part, Zach Hansen is going to be getting a lot of good film on the offensive line to see who's going to be the best combination. So I'm not worried about it until if we're still trying to figure that out past Illinois, then I might be a little nervous about it. But other than that, we have time. So no need to be hitting that panic button right now because we don't have 2 of the transfers that are coming over. So
yeah, the last thing I'll say about the O-line and the coach, you can say what you want regardless of play, but he has experience as an O-line coach, Hansen, right? He played at Tulsa. He's gotten, I believe, 1 or 2 first rounders to go to the NFL. So he's not a guy that's never done it, right? And so I think he just needs time. The O-line needs reps. Needs to figure out what that 5 is going to be like. We have a good idea right now, and we'll see what that looks like. But and the thing is we have good people behind them, right? So let's just say somebody just isn't the guy, right? We can kind of make a change, and we shouldn't see much of a dip. So really confident in what we have. So we'll see.
And when it comes to the center position, you like what everyone has been saying, even General Reed has been saying, Killian O'Connor is very smart, and you need that kind of ability to kind of call out up like blitzes and stuff like that. You need that, like he's the general of the offensive line. Like you need that kind of person that can call the blitzes and stuff like that. So even if you're like his competition, John Reed was giving him props. So just because he's a walk-on doesn't mean anything. We've had walk-ons that have done really well. Like just because you're a walk-on doesn't mean anything at this point. So, but let's see. And real quick, B. Jones did shout out Christen's podcast. Definitely take a look at Preston Paradise's. I'm pretty sure Preston's in our description, right? B. Jones.
Yeah,
so definitely shout out to Preston as well. He dropped a video today about his predictions for this Missouri State game. So definitely go and check out his video.
Also, their pregame show. Him and Paulie
Walnuts.
Yeah, they go at 7:30. So I'll definitely tune in this Saturday.
Also,
But all right, let's go ahead and get to it. Sorry, Guns, I was not able to get a graphic here, but we do have a pretty much an all California class that's going to be showing up to this game here. A lot of modern day, or at least a lot of our commits that are going to be showing up. Let me go ahead and get that list real quick, unless Guns has it right. Actually, I have it right here. So visitors this Saturday, we have this will start off going from our 2026 class down to the 2028, I think, or 27. Yeah, 28.
28, yep.
So Deshaun Rideau from Oaks Christian, running back. We all know about him. Deshaun's going to be there. Andrew Williams out of Fremont, California, defensive end. Luke Weaver, wide receiver from Notre Dame. Madden Reardon, Sierra Canyon DB. Tron Baker, wide receiver for Sierra Canyon. Sean Scott, linebacker from Mater Dei, just had a great game. Taylor Tabo Johnson, who had a fantastic game of 20 tackles, just another day in the office for him, from Cajun, California. And then big Malik Brooks out of how do you say it, the school? St. Baptist?
Who are you talking about?
Big one.
Malik Brooks. There's two. There's
St. PSX St. Mathis. Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is all from Ken, so blame Ken for this one here. And then big Tom Tapui, who had a great game against a Florida school from Mater Dei, defensive lineman, and the team captain for this recruiting class, Mr. Brandon Lockhart, the DB from Sierra Canyon, and Josh Holland, DB from St. John Bosco, who just got them beaten up on a Florida school. Darius Johnson from Marietta Valley, California, DB. Danny Lang, this is now the 2027 class. USC target, DB from Mater Dei, had a great game. I forgot the school that they played, but had a great game. Elijah Harmon from Inglewood, defensive tackle, 2027 class. Jalen Hill, DB from St. John Bosco. Duvay Williams from J. Sarah, athlete. So, and then Paul Moala, 2028 class, DB from Lusinger, California. This name is awesome. King Pitts, 2028 offensive lineman from Cardinal Newman. Lance, I'm not even going to try to say this name. Chechanowitzki from Sierra Canyon. Good luck. I'm afraid to say his name when he decides to commit to USC. And then Brandon Nash, DB from St. John Bosco. So it's a full California squad. So from Lincoln Riley has definitely listened that California is going to be the main focal point, and I'm sure a lot of these players are going to be USC commits or the USC leans. Like I think Danny Lang is predicted to go to USC. Duvay Williams is a lean. So we have a lot of players that are going to be there. And just like what Anthony James said, King Pitts sounds like a badass barbecue spot. I mean, it does. B. Jones, I really need a new laugh here. What's going on with this? It sounds like they started on a freaking helium balloon, and now that's what their laugh sounds like. But yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts about this recruiting class that's going to be on campus for this first game, Guns?
Yeah, for me, just real quick, Darius Johnson's actually a 27 kid. That was just the typo from what we got from our guy Ken.
Dang it, Ken! Yeah,
for a heads up there, but I expect more than what we've already kind of been announced, right? Like Mater Dei, for example, their game got canceled, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Bowman there. Others, maybe non Trojans for the 26 class, but just a few highlights. Like you mentioned, Danny Lang. It's definitely been rumors that he might commit in the near future. It's pretty much us in the Ohio State battle for him. Jalen Hill has definitely been under the radar, DB there, and then Elijah Harmon as well. He's somebody that's going to be a battle to the end, but I mean, he's a big time D-tack. He did some practice during our summer camps back in June, so good to see him back on campus. And then lastly, Duve Williams, man. He's been the guy. Obviously, he's going to take his visits as he should. He's not committed, so but at the end of the day, he's still going to be a Trojan, in my opinion. So excited for the 27 class and just them visiting, starting to kind of ramp up.
All right. And let's see real quick. Anything else that we need to talk about after this here? Or can we just go ahead and jump right into the prediction portion of this here?
I'm good.
We good to go?
Yep, let's go.
All right. So let's go into final thoughts, predictions, and I guess we could add MVP to this. So let's go ahead and start with Guns at this point, since we started with B. Jones and Roll. Let's start with Guns. Guns, give us your prediction, your final thoughts, and an MVP. You can do both offense and defense if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, just final thoughts, man. Yeah, definitely glitched, but I'm actually kind of impressed with their roster overall. They got some guys from FBS programs that came to them. Obviously, they're now FBS, so interested to see just overall what their season's going to look like. Again, I expect a bloodbath basically at the end of the day, right? It's their first year coming up to FBS. We've been here obviously for some time. So final score, I have 52-6 is my prediction. MVPs. Offense, we'll go Wayman Jordan because I expect to run the ball a lot, and then defense, let's go with Braylon Conley. I expect a pick or two for the defense.
Oh, all right, and go with B. Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Guns on pretty much everything. Is that Mom?
Yeah, that's my mama. Hi, Mom.
A real Trojan right there. Shout out to Mom. Yeah, I agree with Guns, man. I don't see any miracles happening here, but as far as the offense MVP, I'm gonna go with Waymo. I would say the running back room as a whole. I don't even think we'll see Waymo the whole game. And defensively, I'm gonna go Desmond Stevens.
All right. Definitely good. And Roll, go ahead and give us your final thought, or give us your actual score prediction.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 56-6.
Okay. All right, Roll.
I'm gonna go with Jaden Maeva for offensive MVP. I think he'll have like I said, Lincoln Riley call him Maeva. I'm gonna go with Maeva until I hear otherwise. So I'm gonna have to go with him, and I think he'll have a big game for us, and I do expect us to run the ball. So, but yeah, I'll go with Jaden. Defensive side, I'm gonna have to go with Eric Gentry. He didn't disappoint last year, and I don't expect him to disappoint this year. So I think he'll have a big game this year again. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go 49 to maybe 3.
Oh, wow. You going to give him a last-minute field goal or something, or what?
It's just like if they get like a trick play or whatnot, might work out here and there, catches off guard, especially early on in the season. And they'll get in field goal range, but I don't think they'll get inside for a touchdown.
Yeah, they have a pretty good kicker.
Yeah, they do have a good kicker. I think I thought I saw that he was an All-American or so. But all right, so for me, I think that I'm predicting that this is going to be a really sound game. I'm predicting that Coach True, if you haven't seen, he had an interview just recently, I think yesterday or so. He's definitely going to get these kids set straight when it comes to discipline. So I expect to see a really disciplined team, something that's I'm hoping that this will be like one of our cleanest games that we have all season. It should be. It better be at this point. But I really think when it comes to I think this is going to be a really good game for Lincoln Riley as well when it comes to play calling. I know it's probably not going to be like the most revealing when it comes to it, but I think this will be kind of a precursor of how this season is going to be when it comes to running the ball. I think it's going to be very balanced. I'm hoping because we have 3 great running backs that have a lot of playing time all around. So with B-Jack getting into the end zone, I think 3 of the running backs will actually get into the end zone. Actually, I think both Eli, Wayman, and B-Jack will actually get into the end zone. I'm hoping. That's what I'm predicting at this point. But I think the MVP is going to be Jaden, just like Raul. I think this is going to be a real good showcase for him. I think he will actually also get a running touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Once we get close into the end zone, I know they're going to be keen on B-Jack or Wayman once they get into it, and then he's just going to pull the ball and just go straight into the end zone. So I call that he's going to get a rushing touchdown. And this is going to be a good showcase for what this offense is going to be like this year. And for defensive-wise, Anthony Lucas is going to get his first sack. I'm hoping he's the first one to get a sack and get his first sack of the season. We kind of know that Thanos is going to be a 50-50 shot. I think we should just sit him, just get some more people that involved with this. But I'm hoping Anthony Lucas gets his first sack. And so I'm going to predict, just because of that, Anthony Lucas is going to be MVP. I just hope he can get that first sack to his name. But if I'm being honest here, though, I think it's going to be Gentry, going to be like the true MVP for this. So Eric Gentry is going to be all over the field. He's going to be coming off the edge. He's going to be he'll be blocking down the middle, or not blocking, covering down the middle. So the slot guys is not going to be a factor.
Hold on, so we're picking 2 now?
Shut up. It was a joke, okay? It was a joke.
No. Since we're picking 2, I got Cam Fountain and Desmond.
Wait, let me finish, then you can get your next one, okay? I'll let you have your second one, okay? But yeah, Gentry's going to be the true MVP of this defense. He's going to show why he's All-American, written all over him at this point. And my final prediction score is, I'm going to go with Mama. I'm going to go. Let's go with 55. No. It's going to be 56-0.
Sure.
I'm not backing down.
All right.
Don't make me second guess myself, B. Jones. All right, go. Give us your second MVP.
I already did. Got to do it.
Did you?
Yeah. The Alabama Slammer, Cam Fountain.
Okay. Alabama Slam. Okay, we're going WWE here now.
Yep.
All right. Did anyone else want to get another MVP since I kind of opened that, I guess? All right. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the predictions. This one for college football predictions.
Yeah, I got them right here, and actually, I'm going to keep track this time for us. So we know
you actually want to keep track of who we're picking?
Exactly. I'm very excited to start doing this for us. As always, go on.
Okay, so you're going to start with the Big Ten, then go into the...
Yeah, and then they'll just normally like a full some national televised games too. But yeah.
Right.
So Big Ten first starts Thursday, tomorrow. Ohio at Rutgers. Rutgers is the favorite. I got Rutgers. B. Jones.
Yeah. I got Rutgers as well.
All right. BC.
Rutgers.
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
And
Rutgers.
All right,
Rutgers.
perfect. We are all Rutgers. Perfect. Next one is Buffalo at Minnesota. Minnesota is the favorite. I got to go with Minnesota. Raul.
I'll go with Minnesota as well.
Okay. B. Jones?
Yep, no surprises here, man. Minnesota.
Yeah, and really quick shout outs to the families who had some, lost some loved ones today due to the shooting. So, with that being said, they're going to come out strong just for the families that suffered a tragedy. So they're going to get a shutout against Buffalo.
All right. You said Minnesota. Sorry.
Shout out.
Okay. Sorry. Can't think space me. Okay. Next one. Nebraska at Cincinnati. This actually is in Kansas City, Missouri. So it's not a true home game for Cincy. Nebraska is the favorite. I'm going to go with Nebraska. Raul.
I'll go with Nebraska as well.
B. Jones.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm going Nebraska as well.
All right, and then BC.
Nebraska.
Okay. We'll finish these predictions and then we'll mention that little note that we just got. Next one is Miami, Ohio at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is the favorite. I have Wisconsin. Raul.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Wisconsin as well.
All right, B. Jones.
What is Wisconsin and who?
Miami of Ohio.
Miami, Ohio. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely going with Wisconsin on this.
Okay, and then BC.
Wisconsin.
All right, perfect. All right, going to Friday now. Those were the Thursday Big Ten games. Friday is now Western Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State is the favorite, and I'm going to go Michigan State. Raul?
Michigan State as well.
All right, B. Jones.
Yeah, Michigan State. You know, why don't we just make this easier to say all the Big Ten is going to win this week?
Pretty much. There's a lot of early ones, yeah. And then BC, you got Michigan State as well.
Yeah, but B. Jones, are you picking them over Texas then?
Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that.
We're almost there. We are actually almost there. Next one again, Western Illinois. Illinois. Does anyone object? Illinois will lose, I guess.
Illinois.
All right, perfect. We'll put all Illinois. So now we got the big game. Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox, I believe. Texas at Ohio State. Ohio State's the favorite. Sorry, apologies there. I got Texas. I'm not feeling the changes with the coordinators on Ohio State right now. I understand both schools are technically bringing a new quarterback, but I think Texas gets it done. Raul.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm gonna go Ohio State on this one.
All right, perfect. B. Jones.
I'm with you on this one. For every reason you mentioned, man. The coordinator changes. Jillian Sand, getting his fresh start against a tough Texas team. I'm not feeling it. So I think I'm going to roll with Texas on this.
All right, and then BC.
I mean, I think I might go with Ohio State, actually.
Okay.
Steve Sarkisian has been known to choke these big games.
That's fair.
Same with Ryan Day, though, too. So,
yeah.
So we all saw what
Ohio,
happened.
Ohio is at home, right?
Yep, it's at home. So I'm going to go with Ohio State.
Okay, perfect. All right, FAU at Maryland. Does anybody not like Maryland?
Nope.
All right, so all of us are Maryland. Perfect. Next one, Ball State at Purdue. Purdue's a favorite. Any objections to Purdue losing or thoughts?
Who are they playing?
Ball State.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll go with Purdue.
Okay, all right. They're favorites by 17.5. But anyway, Northwestern at Tulane. Tulane is the favorite here. This is a true road game. I do have to go with Tulane here over Northwestern. Does everyone like Tulane? I guess we'll go with one order this one, just in case. Raul?
I'll go Tulane.
Okay. B. Jones?
Tulane.
Okay, it sounds like we're all BC.
As much as I want Tulane to lose because of what happened to us, I'm going to go with Tulane. Go Green Wave.
All right. Next one is Old Dominion at Indiana. Any objections with that? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Next one, Nevada at Penn State. Penn State, everyone?
Penn State.
Perfect.
Yeah, Penn State.
All right, this is the good one. I think Raul might have a different opinion here. Montana State at Oregon. I do think Oregon gets it done and wins this game. So Raul, are you pulling for Montana State and going to put that in record, or we're going?
I'm not gonna submit anything for this pick.
No,
you have to.
No, yeah.
I'll take. Nah, you guys know the answer.
So say it.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna say it. You guys can.
So we'll put you down for Montana State then?
Yeah, we'll put Montana State. I'll put that in.
Nah, just put. You know who to put.
Okay,
you know who's gonna win. It's an easy win for them.
All right, perfect. All right, looks like we're all on the team up north there. Okay, few more Big Ten games. Big list. Obviously, week one. University of Albany at Iowa. Any issues with Iowa losing there?
Nope.
Perfect. New Mexico at Michigan. I think we're all on Michigan this one as well. Perfect.
Yep.
We said the USC game. Okay, this is a good one. I think Utah at UCLA. Utah is the favorite by 5.5. If you're curious, I got Utah. Anyone going for UCLA? Basically, I guess would be the question.
Is that UCLA?
It says at UCLA. Yes.
Technically,
I'm gonna go UCLA. Unfortunately,
it's going to be a packed crowd.
UCLA. Okay.
It's going to be a packed crowd of Utah fans.
Exactly.
all right. I mean, like I said, I feel like as much crap that I give the coach, I think he is creating something solid for them.
That is true, but
All right.
I'm not. Okay, they got a new coordinator, the offense coordinator. Still trying to break in new offense. Nico's new to them. I don't know how familiar he is with the system. As far and his receivers, right? And Utah is Utah. You know, they're usually pretty solid in the trenches, man. So, Whittingham is a far more experienced coach than Sean Foster. So if it's even close, I'm giving the nod to Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Utah.
Okay, perfect.
Utah,
all right.
As long as they have a decent quarterback, they should be fine.
They did the New Mexico QB that they hired the coordinator there. He was a pretty dynamic guy. So, yeah.
I cannot believe that Raul has picked UCLA.
He did.
Boo.
That's going to be a deciding game too for these. All right, last Big Ten game before we have just 5 national games. Colorado State at Washington. Washington, is the favorite. Everyone good with Washington on this one?
Yeah, Washington.
All right, perfect. All right, 5 national games outside of the Big Ten. Syracuse at Tennessee. I believe this is a neutral site game. Yes, in Georgia. Tennessee is the favorite. I'm definitely interested with this game. I'm gonna go upset here. I'm gonna go Syracuse just for some fun. But Raul, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I think it'll just be too much for them. But I mean, you're right. I wouldn't be shocked if Syracuse could pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. B. Jones.
Does Syracuse return their quarterback?
No.
Or they're breaking into him?
I think they're breaking in a new quarterback.
They are. They have new QB.
Both teams will be. Yeah, I think that'll be a little.
It's at Tennessee.
It's in Georgia though.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a neutral site basically. So, I mean, technically, it's not that far from Tennessee. So,
How neutral is that? I don't think it'll be too neutral.
yeah, still a far ways away from New York. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee, but I'm gonna say that I think that game will be better than what people expect.
perfect. All right, and then BC.
I think Tennessee's going to win this one. Their defense is still pretty good. But I wouldn't be surprised if Syracuse keeps it close.
Next one, traveling to FSU. That is correct. Yep, got confirmation at Tallahassee. So this is a road game for Bama. Supposedly the weather is going to be very interesting. They got the dual threat quarterback with FSU. That might just take away my pick, but I'm gonna go upset here. I'm gonna go Florida State as the winner. Raul.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Florida State.
Okay. B Jones.
No, why not? I'm gonna rock with you guys too, man. Let's go.
All right.
Upset.
All right. BC, what you got?
I mean, Florida State's quarterback has been talking a lot of smack.
Yes.
He's been talking. Florida State has been good in the season openers too. I think they have a lot to prove, but I think Alabama's defense is just better. I think they have a better defense, and they also have Ryan Williams, who's a top 10 wide receiver in the nation, and so I'm going to go with Alabama.
All right, perfect. Good swing game there for us. All right, next one, LSU at Clemson. I think we see another loss for LSU, and it becomes 6 straight. So I got Clemson. Raul.
You know what? I'm undecided on this one. Does Clemson have I got to do a little bit more research on this, but I'm going to go LSU because of the quarterback. He's experienced. I think he'll have a better year this year.
Cade Klubnik's very experienced.
That's true. You
The
got
Clemson
LSU,
quarterback is experienced too?
Yep.
Yeah,
just
he's
as
been there
I can't remember who the quarterback was there.
I think he has more. I think he has more time than Garrett Nussmeier does.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me go. Let me switch it. Clemson. You convinced me. It's at Clemson too, right? So yeah, let me go Clemson.
All right, B Jones.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Clemson on this one. That defense is pretty good. That D-line I feel like it's returning to form. Things that we know. So I think they'll be able to handle it.
Clemson. All right.
Yeah, I'm going with Clemson because their defense is great, and the wide receivers for Clemson are insane. Brian Wesco, Antonio Williams. They have a lot of firepower, and Cade Klubnik's he's one of the top QBs in the nation right now, and I just don't think that LSU has the offensive line for it, or even the defense really to do it. So their defensive line is insane with Peter Woods. Definitely going to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, T.J. Parker, yeah. All right, 2 more here, guys. So Virginia Tech at South Carolina. This is a neutral site in Georgia. South Carolina is the favorite. I'm a fan of Lenore Sellers, so I'm going South Carolina. Any objections? I guess we can kind of go around the table on this one. I feel like everyone would be South Carolina, but
yeah, I don't know too much about Virginia Tech, and everyone's glazing Lenore Sellers right now, so I'll go with South Carolina.
Okay. All right, I put everyone South Carolina. Perfect. I think we're good there. Last one, Sunday night, Notre Dame at Miami. This is at Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium. Man, oh man. Notre Dame's bringing a new quarterback. Miami's bringing a new quarterback, but it has experience. I hate to say this, guys, but I'm going Notre Dame here to win this game. Raul, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like Notre Dame should win this game, but Miami has a fighting chance to upset, and they're at Miami, so I'm gonna have to go with Miami this time. I picked rivals on the other one, so I'll go Miami on this one.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like
in Notre Dame, all in the same week.
no, he picked Miami. He picked Miami.
No, he picked Miami this time. He picked Miami. He said because he picked the other rivals, he's going Miami.
Okay.
What about you, B Jones? You going Notre Dame or Miami?
You know, that's tough because Carson Beck is solid, man. But and Notre Dame is breaking in a new quarterback and their own road.
Mm-hmm.
But I need Notre Dame to be undefeated to be going to something. That's the only reason why I'll be picking them this week.
Yeah.
So, go with Notre Dame.
They could be the opposite of undefeated for me. I could care less. We don't need them.
All right, BC, who you got?
So, I got Notre Dame. They're coming off a national championship berth, and they have one of the best running backs right now with Jeremiah Love. That dude's a powerhouse. They have a good offensive line for the most part, and Malachi Fields is a transfer from them. I think he's going to be really good for them, and their defense is always stout. Like we already know about that. So, and it all comes down to coaching as well. I trust Marcus Freeman more than I trust Mario Cristobal. So Notre Dame. So it sucks.
All right. That concludes our predictions for week 1. So we'll obviously tally these up throughout the week. There's a few games on Sunday, so we'll have most of the winners and whoever lost when we talk on Sunday. But then we'll finish it up on Wednesday as well. Not to dive in though, but we did get an update just so everyone's aware on this. It sounds like Alex Graham, our projected starting nickel, is down with an injury. It doesn't sound too serious. He's just not 100%. Yeah. So expect, maybe DJ Harvey to kick. Kevin Longstreet has been mentioned as well as an option there. The great thing is, right, we're playing Missouri State, so there's, we can kind of have this happen to us in a way, and we shouldn't see much of a dip. But just expect Alex Graham to not play this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, and this is all per Chris Trevino from the Paris South. So it sucks because we lost Prophet Brown, and now Alex Graham is not 100%. It's not saying that it's a big issue, and it hasn't really been kind of put out there. So it's if this was a big breaking news, I'm sure we would have saw a lot more people posting urgent or breaking news such and such. But at this point, I don't think it's a big issue. But yeah, like what you said, Guns. This is Missouri State. We can afford this at this point. Rest up Graham and Thanos, and then we'll get them back at full strength either next week or the week afterwards. So it's not a big deal. I still think I'm still comfortable with my pick of shutting them out because we have a lot of talent in that backfield to the point where we're okay with this. But
absolutely.
What are you guys' thoughts, B. Jones and Raul, if you guys want to talk about this before we head out? All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get out of here then. If you want to chain, you can That's not the last chance to get it, but you probably won't get it by game day, so sucks to suck at this point. But yeah, so if you guys want to change, follow me on Twitter, and it's in my bio, and I'll try to post a link in the chat here in a second. But yeah, if you also still want to join, be a part of the Cal Southern Centaurs, definitely get that $99 or $1.99 subscription to our channel, and we can get you in there. Just let us know your number and everything like that. But we're going to get out, and remember, we are going to be here early in the morning. So Christen, you can't give us any kind of crap, because we're letting you know it's going to be in the morning on Sunday when we go over our recap of the game. And I put in the chat of how to order a chain, and if you want to try to do overnight, maybe we can talk something out about that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This is a great show. Shout outs to the Growl podcast from Missouri State for showing up today. We really appreciate them. And but yeah, it looks like B Jones wanted to get out of here early already. But yeah, why are you face palming here, Christen? I don't know.
But he's talking about the time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But we're going to get out of here. Until next time, keep the torch burning bright, and as always, fight on.
Fight on.